Marshall, pleasure to speak with you, man. Really appreciate you sitting down with me. How long have you guys been working with us, and kind of what's the experience been like so far?
So we've been probably working with you guys since June of last year, so it's got to be coming up on 8 to 9 months.
Yep.
Like most lead sources, I'll tell you, we were kind of skeptical, at
Yes.
first. So for those out there, like totally understand, we've, kind of been through the ringer. But the experience has been great. I mean, we've had a very good like working relationship back and forth, kind of, talking about different things, what's worked, what hasn't worked, which has been nice just to be able to get in contact, not, hey, reach out, we have a problem, and then, hey, let me see if I can fix it, a week later. So
Mhm.
it's been refreshing, and that's why we're, still here 8 months plus later, and,
Yeah.
have plans to continue it for as long as we can.
Awesome, man. Yeah. And so far, I know we've had some periods where we paused for a little bit, kind of stopped and started every now and then. But over that 8 month period, how much revenue have you guys brought in? And what's been the experience running, some of these sales calls, going out and doing these demos?
Yeah, so I looked at all of our numbers since we've started. We've had 105 leads, and now I'm
Mhm.
kind of kicking myself for not trying to double it. Looking at it, that's why I think over the last couple months we've, started to ramp up and said, hey, as many as you can give us, like, please
Mhm.
do. So of those 105, we've ran 40, and I've demoed 30.
Nice.
So 10 of them kind of gone out there and, just not been able to do the project,
Mhm.
for whatever reason. So, for people thinking that, hey, the set rate, on these leads should be 70, 80, 90%, like that's just unrealistic. But it's also okay. Right.
Mhm.
So of those ones that I've demoed at 30, I've sold 9 of them.
Nice.
I've been running all of these ones myself for $261,000. So
Fantastic.
our average sale is $29,000, which is absolutely
Yep.
incredible.
That's
We average about $22,000 is an average sale. So, a lot of like the people who do end up setting appointments, like they have been high intent, right? Where I can
Mhm.
say a lot of other, companies we've worked with is like low intent, low income areas. The ones who do set like through the leads that we're generating have been very, very, very high intent leads
Awesome.
with very high average ticket, which is absolutely great.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Marshall. So yeah, you guys have been crushing it on the sales front. Obviously, that's a huge part of a successful campaign, right? It's kind of the passing of the torch. We get them in the door, we set them up, and you guys go knock them down. So that's awesome, man. So 200, was it 200,000 or 220,000 total?
261,000.
261,000 and 105 leads, which puts our cost of marketing at, let's see. That is under 5% cost of
Yeah,
marketing.
yeah,
Dynamite, man. It's awesome.
dynamite. Yeah, and there's a couple too out there that is like, I know there's still, like a potential for another 50, $60,000 that, I have in customer follow up. So like I
Yeah.
said, it has been, and for us, it's led to some really, really big size projects,
Yeah.
which obviously is great.
That's
We love
awesome,
them,
man.
love doing them, and love being able to kind of showcase them after.
Fantastic, man. Well, Marshall, again, really appreciate you jumping on with me today. Excited to keep working with you guys and see what the rest of the quarter has in store. And yeah, here's to partnership and shared growth.
Yeah, here's to a successful 2026. The other thing that, I would just kind of like to add for
Yeah,
everybody
sure
out
thing.
there is kind of like, to give it a fair shot, right? Like, just because you get
Mhm.
10 leads in, you can get 10 leads in and only end up running one sometimes. And like, it's painful. And if that's your first 10, like, you're going to be upset and like, does this work? Oh my God. Like, did I fall
Right.
back into the same kind of, scam, or what's going on here?
Mhm.
Like you really need to give it like a 30 to 50 lead kind of like shake, and
Yeah.
really test that thing out, because, we've gotten in, 10 and I've talked to 7, we've gotten in 10 and I've talked to 1, right? So like, it is one of those, like, people do need to understand, like, hey, 10 isn't just always going to do it, right? Like 30 to
Right.
50. And I think if, you do 30 to 50, like you'll for sure, receive a return on investment.
That's a great point, Marshall. And I'm really glad you bring that up, because at the end of the day, it's all math, right? If the percentages carry through and we're doing what we need to do on the sales front, it's really just playing the numbers, right? And so that's a great point. I really appreciate you bringing that up. Anything else you want to share about the experience, or?
No, I mean, that's it. Like, honestly, the dashboard's great. I would
Yeah.
tell you that you guys have been great with working with a couple of the unqualifieds,
Mhm.
duplicate, leads or false phone numbers. So, again, it's just been refreshing.
Awesome, man. Well, Marshall, again, really appreciate it, man. Super excited to see what the rest of the year has in store for us.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely.